Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. This practice is especially designed for mornings when you're feeling really sleepy, tired, and you're having a hard time getting out of bed. I'm going to show you what I do when I'm feeling that way to get my energy up for the day. So before we get started, I'd like you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Just hit the subscribe button and the little bell that gives you a notification whenever I upload a new video. And then we'll get started. Here we are, all ready to go. I hope you guys are feeling well this morning, and thanks for coming. I'm sleepy this morning. I had a really hard time getting out of bed. I don't often have a really hard time getting out of bed, but and I slept great. There was no reason for it. So I'm gonna start. This is the way I practice sometimes in the morning, right from my bedroom, and I thought I'd show you guys what I do. So we're gonna start on our backs. So lie on your back, come down, ease your spine down onto the mat. Roll your shoulder blades in underneath you, but have your knees bent. Bring your feet in towards your sits bones. And take a couple of breaths here. You can let your hands rest wherever you like. It's nice to feel the breath. And let's really fill the body with air, like almost taking in more air than you feel like you can. And then as you exhale, squeeze all the air out. Even pause at the bottom of your exhale and then see if you can puff out a little more air. Another big breath in, really filling. It's this air, this oxygen delivering to your body. Hold it in so that your body has a chance to absorb it. And then the long, slow exhale. Hold yourself empty. Squeeze out a little more air. And then another big breath in. Keep breathing in this pattern, in this fashion, while I talk. So I find that really fully exhaling, like letting all the air out of your lungs, it just makes plenty of space for the new fresh air to come in and really get to the deepest part of your lungs. I think of it as like, if you've had a glass of water sitting around and it gets stale, you can, or half a glass, you can either just add more fresh water into it, or you can dump that water out and pour some new fresh water for yourself. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of when we really fully exhale, that there's no, your new inhale isn't mixing in with any of the old air that's used up, but you're delivering fresh oxygen right to the deepest level of your lungs. So just a few more breaths here. So as I say, I begin practice, or I begin my morning like this, especially on tired days when I'm having a hard time hopping out of bed. I do a few poses or a few moves in bed, and then I roll out onto the mat and begin to move there. So today's practice, we're going to start on our backs with this breathing exercise, and we're going to finish on our feet, standing and ready for the day. So we can see how that goes together. You can let me know at the end of practice, either in comments or send me a note, what you think of this as as a way of waking up, as a practice. Now bring your hands down next to your hips and then rest them on your thighs. So they're pressing into your thighs. Now I want you to think about your spine. Bring your attention to your spine and lengthen the low back so that you're pressing your low back into the mat. Your shoulders are on the mat, your shoulder blades, your chest is pressed open. Really turning the tailbone down engages the core to begin with. Now I want you to just press your hands into your thighs for a nice gentle way to wake up your core. Low belly is engaged, low back is pressed into the mat. Hands are pressing into the thighs. Neck and head is relaxed. And then you can release that pressure. Let your knees here fall over to your right while you throw your arms out to the sides. You can bring your chin to your left shoulder. A couple of breaths here. And then inhale up. Exhale, let your knees fall to the left, your chin to the right. Both shoulder blades are down on the mat. And you're just breathing into the side body here. Bringing the knees back up to center. I want you to just flip over onto your front. Bring your hands in next to your chest, slide to tabletop, and then all the way back to a wide-kneed child's pose. You can have your hands resting, your forearms resting on the mat, or you can pick your fingertips up and stretch through both sides of your body. Couple of breaths here. Now you're breathing into the back body, the sides of the body, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, come forward through to bring your chest, your body down onto the mat. Straighten out your legs. Press into the tops of your feet. And with your hands next to your chest, lift your heart up off the mat. Elbows are pulled in close to your waist and your neck is long. Just breathe easy here. Next exhale, you can come down. Bring your fingertips wide and lift the heart again. Big inhale. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, come down onto the mat. Bring your hands in next to your chest and inhale up to a tabletop. Make any little adjustments that you need to underneath your feet and your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. And then inhale to a cow belly breath, tipping the tailbone up, bringing the heart forward. As you exhale, curl down, curl the tailbone down, round the spine, drop the crown of the head. Inhale, waking up the front of the body. As you exhale, curl down the front of the body. One more time in each direction. Then walk your knees back. till you're in a plank on your knees. Turn the tailbone down and slowly lower your chest down to the floor. Flip back over onto your back. And draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then I want you to bring your knees so they're over your hips here. And bring your fingertips to your hip bones. Press the low back into the mat so that your core is engaged. Now I want you to feel that your knees are directly over your hips. Put your hands onto your thighs again and try that same pose that we did earlier. Press your hands into your thighs. Push your thighs back into your hands. Don't let them move. Feel the core engage. Starting to feel like maybe a little spark of waking up in your body. Then draw your knees into your chest. Nice hug here. Bring the knees back out over your hips and your hands high to the ceiling. As you inhale, extend the left heel to the bottom of the mat, the right hand to the front of the mat. And then come back up. Other side, right heel and left hand. Try and keep your hips completely stable here. Keep moving with this. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. A little bit of coordination now, so kind of wakes up your brain a little bit, eh? Breathing with this motion. Inhaling to extend, exhaling to come back to center. Just a few more here. Maybe one more on each side. And then draw your knees into your chest. Let's make some circles on the ceilings with your knees. And then bring your hands to the base of your, behind your knees and tuck your chin. You can begin to roll from your nape of your neck to your tailbone. If you don't like this, you can roll over into the fetal position and come up to sit from there. From there, scoot your hips back. Let's make our way back to tabletop. Maybe this time you want to make some circles with your body. Probably beginning to move a little more easily now. Go in one direction and then the other. Just moving your body whatever way feels good. Continuing with a big breath. Curl your toes under here and let's walk your hands into your knees. I find that one of the best things I can do to wake myself up in the morning is to wake up the soles of my feet. Anybody who's practiced with me for the last little while, like in class, knows that I got a thing about feet. And but it's true, waking up the bottom of your feet, getting them, getting some circulation going there, breaking tension that might have built up over the night is a really great way to begin your day. So a couple more breaths here. If this is too much, you can bring your hips up over your knees or walk your hands forward. In time, it does get easier to sit on your toes like this. And walking the hands forward now. Back to tabletop. Unhook your toes. Give them a little love this way. I bet a lot of us have been doing a lot more walking lately. Bring your hips back over your heels. This can help stretch out the fronts of your ankles. If you want, you can bring your hands behind your toes here and lift your knees. This will take care of any shin splints. Stretch out the front of the shins, the front of the ankles. You can even sway your knees from side to side if you like. And then coming back down, walk the hands forward, curl the toes under, and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, pedal out. Just move in whatever way feels good. We're getting our circulation going. Hmm? You guys hearing me? You okay? Okay, good. So from here, let's bring our gaze forward between the thumbs. Come up high on your toes. Bend your knees. And then bring your feet forward to the front of the mat. Fingertips to the shins. Come to a halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to soften the knees. Rise all the way up to stand. Hands up, look up. As you exhale, bring your hands all the way down through the midline, forward fold. Let your hips be high and let your head be really heavy. Your knees can be really bent here. Like let them be soft so that this stretch is in the low back. And then drop your fingertips to the mat. Lengthen up through the spine tip for a halfway lift. You can bring your fingertips to the shins here. Roll the shoulders back. Really pull the hips back and reach the collarbones forward. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands down onto the mat, and step your foot one and another into a high plank pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Noticing how far we've come since we were sleepy just a few minutes ago. Holding this high plank, you can be on your toes or on your knees, but let's just take a moment here and see how you're feeling. Is there anywhere on your body that that you have engaged that doesn't need to be engaged? Are you making it harder than it needs to be? Can you relax the muscles in your face, in your eyes? Is there somewhere else that you're holding tension or in some way? Or maybe it's just in your mind. You're holding too much tension in your mind. I hate plank pose and it's first thing in the morning. See if you can relax that. Inhale the shoulders forward. And then exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale to pick up the chest. Cobra pose. Exhale, release. Inhale, table or plank. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let the right heel float. As you exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. Now you may want to just stay here, feeling this nice stretch, letting your right armpit dip down towards the floor. Or if it's in your practice, you can take a wild thing. So we're just going to dip the right toes down onto the mat and turn your heart, your chest up towards the ceiling. And that right arm is just kind of dangling here. The weight of it's opening the chest. If you keep your chin tucked, you'll let your head fall open. And then to come out of this, we just hit the rewind. The right hand comes back down onto the mat. Everybody reach the right foot high. Exhale, bring the right foot back down onto the mat. Inhale to open up, to bring the left hip heel up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Keeping the shoulders square, just enjoy this nice stretch on through the left side of your body. If it's in your practice, if you like to give it a try, you can pivot on your right foot, bring your left toes down onto the mat, lift the left hand and push your heart up towards the ceiling. It's called Wild Thing, this pose. Turning back around, left hand comes down, left heel floats. Exhale, bring that left foot down onto the mat. Inhale, the right heel floats. As you exhale, you can float forward to plank pose with the right foot up or bring the right foot down onto the mat. Big inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Actually, halfway down or stay. Inhale, back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale to bring the right foot down. Inhale, float the left. Exhale, plank pose with the left toes down or not. Option to lower partway down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, three-legged dog. Left foot comes down to meet the right. Inhale to lift your heels, bend your knees. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and step your feet forward to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. As you are ready, soften your knees and let's roll all the way up to stand. Once you're here, you can bring your hands up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then drop them down next to your hips. Toes with the palms facing forward. Toes together now, heels apart. Lengthen your low spine. Engage the core. Begin to draw energy up from the soles of your feet, up your legs, into your body. Pull the low ribs up and away from the hips. Loop the shoulders back and down. As you reach the fingertips to the floor and the crown of the head to the ceiling. Take a few breaths here with your eyes shut. Notice how you're feeling now. Feeling your body circulating energy. Take this moment to set your intention for this day. Decide how you want to feel today. Today, I want to feel energetic. Bring your hands together at the front of your heart. And begin to rub them in to one another, creating a little friction. Keeping your eyes shut here as you do it. And once your hands are quite warm, bring your palms over your closed eyes. You can open your eyes behind your warm palms. And then slowly bring your hands away from your eyes. Back down to heart center. Take in the sights, the colors around you. Then inhale the fingertips down, around, and up. You can look up if that feels good to you. As you exhale, let's bring the thumbs to the third eye, representing the union of our mind and our body, the true goal of yoga. Hands to heart center. Namaste. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you liked this video. I hope you're full of energy now. If you did like it, hit the like button below and please send me a comment. Let me know what you liked about this video, what you'd like to see more of, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon on the mat. Namaste.